Hello. I think I think this is on. Okay. Okay, well, I can't sleep, so I'm going to play Mega Man X games for a while. So the first Mega Man X, I can't stress enough how huge this was when it came out. I think just one of those first games that really showed the full potential of the Super Nintendo to render just amazingly colorful stuff and give us a new kind of control over what we were doing. Unfortunately, this collection is a little laggy. Most of the attempts to emulate the Super NES games haven't turned out so well. So we'll see how this goes. But if anyone's watching, chime in and say what order you want me to do the bosses in. But for those unaware, this I think this came out a little after Mega Man 4 and was intended to sort of... It takes place 100 years after the original series. The plot is that Dr. Light makes robots capable of making decisions for themselves, and seals it in a capsule, says, don't open this until the computer's figured out a way to make this work without destroying all humanity. So this other doctor comes along, Dr. Kane. He opens up the capsule early and says, I'm going to go ahead and try this out and see what happens. Builds a race of robots called Reploids, and turns out a lot of them go crazy and turn Maverick, is what they refer to them as. And so they establish a group of robot hunters called Maverick Hunters, and the prototype winds up joining that group. The leaders of that group are Sigma and Zero, but Sigma winds up going Maverick and becomes the leader of the Mavericks and starts a revolution against humanity, so we got to stop him. 1993. Yeah. I think I was starting middle school at the time. Love those data caches there, being measured in KB. I think from what I've read, Keiji Inafune originally conceived of this as starring Zero and wanted to do a spin-off series, but higher-ups at Capcom said, let's make this about, let's make him look like Mega Man. It's kind of funny because when we later see Dr. Kane, he's pretty old, so you have to wonder if he had met Dr. Light at some point. The eternal question we have is you know, what happened between Mega Man X and the Mega Man series? What happened to the original Mega Man? What happened to Bass? But we've never gotten an answer to that. We have a pretty good idea what happens between the Mega Man X series and the Mega Man Zero series, but not between Mega Man and X. Alright, so we started out in this highway stage. It's become pretty iconic over the years. I think a lot of us were just like, wow, we didn't know we could get this many colors on screen at once. when we played this the first time. The sprites just, you know, stand out so much more. Yeah, you can see that lag in there from the... Now, it's just trying to find a speed to run for something this old, but anyway. So, you know, major additions to the gameplay here, obviously, are the, you know, the ability to grip onto walls and climb them. We'll get the ability to dash later. There's a slight adjustment to be made to the difficulty of these games because you start out much weaker. You don't have a full health bar. You take twice the damage. You have to acquire... you have to acquire upgrades in addition to new weapons in order to make yourself stronger. And, you know, there's a school of thought on that in terms of the freedom it allows you. You can play an any % run through and just try to beat the game with, you know, only beating the bosses and not collecting the upgrades. Or you can try to go for, you know, a 100% kind of style run. I remember really wanting this game and not... wasn't really a good season for shoveling snow or mowing the lawn or anything like that. Couldn't get the money for it, so... My grandmother took pity on me and agreed to buy it for me. She said, in exchange, I want you to get a little culture, so she gave me her collection of tapes of I, Claudius, and said, I want you to watch this. And I thought it was going to be boring. Of course, it really wasn't. It's something. So we have this kind of first boss here, mini-boss, where you just have to... Became a staple of the series, where you have an intro stage and have to take out a mini-boss, and here it's these cars. Now we meet X's rival, Vile, who I guess was a Maverick Hunter that went Maverick as well. And his pretty much purpose in life is just to compete with X. He doesn't care about any of Sigma's cause, or fighting humans, he just wants to beat X. So we can't actually hurt him here. He's just going to infinitely punch us, and we can't hurt him with our weapon right now. He's invincible. But he can't actually kill us either. Once you do enough damage, he just keeps jumping away from you and tries to hit you with this bullet that captures you. Ah, you worthless piece of scrap metal. Did you think you could defeat me? So Zero is the highest ranked Maverick Hunter. That's him in the red. Well, I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He's designed to be a war machine. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigma's fortress as I can. I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you then. X, I know you can do it. I don't see anybody watching. You can get this nice little map of their town. It's kind of neat, shows where each of them are. And it shows you pictures of what their stages look like. But our choices here are Launch Octopus, Chill Penguin, Flame Mammoth, Boomer Kuwanger, which I think is supposed to be some kind of stag beetle. You got Sting Chameleon, Spark Mandrill, Storm Eagle, and Armor Armadillo. So I'm actually going to start out with Chill Penguin. That's the easiest route to take. It's very... this is really the one they intended casual players to take, because at this stage, you cannot avoid the picking up the dash boots, and that really opens up a lot more to the gameplay. Makes the bosses much easier. I actually have done a run through this game where I did this stage last, just to try and beat as many bosses as I possibly could with nothing at all, and it's pretty challenging. I think Launch Octopus proved to be the toughest one to do without the upgrades. But, yeah, by this point, Mega Man 4 had already introduced the charge shot, so that was not new. So here's our first capsule. The capsules always have a program that presents as a hologram of Dr. Light. In every game, they give you new armor pieces, so you have to wonder how many of these there are around and how they seem to be able to predict what's going on. There's some kind of Dr. Light AI out there somewhere. So you've come. X, I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life, and I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion, I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you'll be able to increase your powers, beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into the capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. So by pressing the A button, you can now dash like this on the ground and off of walls. It carries you quite a bit further. Makes fighting bosses much easier because you can dodge underneath them, get by just about anything. Carries you the distance you need to get across several gaps that hide upgrades. So this is the first of the ride armors that you get. They're generally short-term, unfortunately. You can't carry them very far, but they automatically have a dash to start with, and as you can see, the punch does a lot of damage. But since they kind of can't hop very high and can't cling to walls, you wind up having to abandon this one at some point. There's also one in Sting Chameleon stage. If we check up here, we see these little igloos here. We have to come back here with Flame Mammoth's weapon, and we can break these. There are upgrades in there as well. Alright, so we're coming up to our first boss. So for the X series, they decided to go with animal themes for all the enemies. So here we have Chill Penguin. We could pretty much stay safe from every single one of his attacks just by clinging to the walls. He can only hit you really when you're on the ground. He uses that hook to try and blow the statues he creates into you, but generally speaking, it's not difficult to blow up the statues anyway. So he is by far the easiest boss in this game. It'd be a little harder if we didn't have the dash, but we do have the dash, so no real issue. Alright, so we're going to do Spark Mandrill next. What's kind of interesting in this game is, rather like in Mighty Number 9 that I showed before, beating certain bosses changes certain stages. So now that I've beaten Chill Penguin, Flame Mammoth stage will be frozen over. If I beat Storm Eagle stage first, this entire factory that I'm about to go into, this power station, will be completely dark, all the lights will be out, and all the sparks that are flying at me throughout the stage will be gone. But since I haven't beat Storm Eagle, this stage is still rather dangerous. There is a unique system in this game regarding the E-Tanks as well. Rather than dropping consumable items that restore your health, there's a refillable series of items called sub-tanks, and you can get 4 of them. And if you have full health and then collect health, it'll go into that sub-tank for storage for later use. And you can choose to refill your health using that. One of them is hidden in this stage, so we'll be picking that up. The health upgrade in this stage can only be picked up, though, with Boomer Kuwanger's weapon, so we'll be skipping that. So this mini-boss here is actually much easier to defeat if you've taken out Storm Eagle first, because he can't jump or shoot sparks like he is now. He just kind of flails around, and you can blow him up much easier. But this is much harder when he's at full strength. Especially if you, in fact, do not have the dash boots. Because escaping from underneath him becomes that much more difficult. It's not impossible, mind you, just more difficult. When you shoot these little motorcycle things, they start flailing out of control, so be a little careful of that. They'll kind of stick to one spot and move left and right constantly. Alright, well, we can use the boots here to grab this. In the PSP remake, you actually, they changed everything, by the way. There is a PSP remake called Mega Man X Maverick Hunter X. And they changed the locations of most of the upgrades and the abilities you need to use to get them. It also has a neat playable mode where you can play as Vile, but that's a matter for another time. But here we can just grab that with the boots. Alright. So, Shotgun Ice is Spark Mandrill's weakness, so we're actually not going to get to see him do a whole lot here, because this paralyzes him every time. Beating him without that is a little more difficult, because if he actually, when he does that dash punch that you see him trying to do, if he hits the wall and you're hanging onto the wall, you drop and wind up slamming into him. It does a ton of damage to you. So you have to make sure to jump at just the right moment to get over top of him when he rams into the wall. He can also grip the ceiling and try to drop on you from above. If you don't have the dash boots, it makes it that much harder. Alright. So we're going to do Armored Armadillo stage now. I love armadillos. They're neat little animals. When traveling across the Southwest, I remember seeing a lot of them trying to cross the road, poor little guys. Those 9-banded ones. And, you know, we got warned. Whatever you do, don't try and help them. Don't try and get them across, because they do carry leprosy. It's like, oh, wow, okay, no, yeah. Don't want to mess with that. But I believe they do actually roll up into little balls, you know? I understand there's people that actually race them. They just have little meetings, and they get together and they have pet armadillos that they send after one another. Try to race them. So that's a little secret there. If you hang onto the wall there and let this excavator machine go past you, there's a hidden sub-tank there. So we got our first sub-tank. So when you hear that noise there, that's the sub-tank filling up part way. It'll make a higher pitched noise if you've completely filled one. But you can see it there in my inventory right here. Those blue ones are weapon energy, but I'm not really going to be using my weapons that much, so I don't really need them. Alright, that high-pitched noise meant a sub-tank filled up. Okay, if I can blow this thing up fast enough... Okay, there we go. Grab the heart here. If you don't blow that fast enough, you can't get up here, because he takes out this layer of rock, and there's no way you can jump that high. So one of the secrets in this stage that's most famous is if you come back here with every upgrade in the game, and don't get hit at all throughout the entire stage, and collect this health here, there'll be a secret capsule here that gives you the ability to use Ryu's Hadouken from Street Fighter, and it kills every enemy in one hit, but you have to have full health to use it. So we'll be picking that up later. It's a neat little Easter egg. Alright, so we're going to turn on Spark Mandrill's weapon here for Armored Armadillo. Normally Armored Armadillo can block any of your shots except when he's firing on you. But this weapon goes right through his armor and actually tears it off. And now we can hit him with any weapon we wish. And defeating him becomes an incredibly simple matter. Give me a second, I'm gonna get a water. I'll be right back. I promise you I'll be right back. Okay, back. Got some water for my parched throat. Hi, Justin. Yeah, I know it's late. It's understandable. Let's see here. We've taken out our first 3 Mavericks. I'm going to move on to Launch Octopus. This is probably the hardest level to start with, but once you have the dash boots, it becomes incredibly simple to get through. Just being able to move this quickly out of the way makes things a lot easier. The fact that we have the rolling shield is going to make Launch Octopus himself much easier. Yeah. How about you, Justin? Do you have any memories of the Mega Man X series? You played it a bit. So it took me a while to figure this out when I was a kid, but those tornadoes can carry up to collect these power-ups here. And there's a submarine up here. If you fall along the ocean floor there, you kind of see a plate down there, but you can't get through it, and there's stuff below, and you don't know how to get down there. Well, it turns out there's this hidden thing up here that's been dropping bombs on you the whole time. Well, you blow up its little glowing blue weak point, and it smashes right through the gate. Goes through, carries you through the floor, and there's a secret passage down here. Justin, are you going to do, what is it, Metal Wolf Chaos for 4th of July, you said? I remember when that game was highly sought after, just because it was a Japanese Xbox exclusive. I kind of wish From Software would go back to doing those kinds of games, because I don't really like, you know, the Dark Souls titles. I really liked Armored Core, you know? These little pufferfish don't actually do any damage, but they swallow you like that just to annoy you. But you can break your way out. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about it. My grandma, yeah. She was a geologist, but she was obsessed with classicist stuff. Loved Greek mythology and Greek and Roman history. So yeah, she was like, "Oh, I'll help you get the money together for this game if you watch I, Claudius on VHS." And we're like, "Okay." So the dash really helps you get out of the way of his attacks here. Beating him with little health and no dodge ability is really tough. I think out of the 8 Mavericks in this game, he's the hardest one to take on first. If he actually grabs you in that whirlwind, he can drain health from you and put it in his own health bar. I just remember, I was remembering when the PS2 came out, that Armored Core 2 was a must-have title for it. Do you remember when the PlayStation 2 first came out? Alright, so we're going for Boomer Kuwanger here. Again, I don't know what a Kuwanger is. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a stag beetle. It's something they didn't translate from Japanese into English. That's all I know. Yeah, 99 I think was when the PlayStation 2 came out. I was saying, what was the first thing you had to have for that? I think Armored Core 2 was one I really wanted, and so I saved up for that. I also wound up getting Ring of Red of all games, which was kind of okay. If I step on these tripwires here, those little platforms there will start shooting lasers at me. They home in on you. Crash Bandicoot. That was, that was definitely one of the ones that made, I think, people start really favoring the PS1. Ooh, that was a mistake. Okay. Hitbox got a little stuck in there. Crash Bandicoot, I think, helped sell the PS1 in a lot of ways over the Saturn. It was just sort of a simple platformer that I don't think had that much going for it graphically, but was just sort of endearing. Or are you looking forward to PS2 Jak and Daxter? Yeah, that was later though, I think. It was, because I remember that didn't come out until I was in college, I think. Alright, that time we got up the elevator without getting crushed. The, Can you hear the game audio okay? Can't get that without Boomer Quanger's own weapon or having the ability to charge Chill Penguin's weapon. We can actually charge enemy weapons in this game once we have the upgrade for the X-Buster. Here comes Boomer Kuwanger. So he's actually going to try to grab us with his horns and fling us into the ceiling. We're not going to let that happen. He can throw his horns too, obviously, as you've seen. And thankfully, he doesn't instantly teleport in front of you. He gives you a tell when he's where he's going to teleport, so you know where he's going to wind up. These missiles just tear him apart. But he's fairly easy to take out without any upgrades. Hanging out on the walls can keep you from getting thrown in the ceiling. His boomerangs don't do that much damage, and you can just tag him with charge shots and take him down. Alright, Sting Chameleon's next. It's funny that they gave the chameleon the ability to change its colors in this game, and not the octopus. Alright, so this guy's guarding the armor. They kind of hit him up here. We have to hit him in the eyeball. Have you ever tried to get a chameleon to change colors? It's really hard to do. They don't like to do it. Have to... I think it's tied to their mood or something. Always liked that this guy starts smoking as you do more damage to him. And down he goes. Here comes Dr. Light again. This capsule contains a new type of body armor. It will reduce damage to your systems by 50%. Now, thanks to the fact that we've beaten Launch Octopus, there's water down here. The cave is flooded. This is the only way to grab this over here. You also have to have the boots to make this dash, but If there's no water, you don't jump nearly that far. Yeah, I don't want to fight these guys. It takes too long to blow them up. Yeah, unfortunately we can't carry the ride armor into the boss fight, but it's fun to use for now. Boop. Well, have a good night, Justin. Ow, ow, ow. Hang on. Oh, ow. Okay. Alright, so Sting Chameleon is mostly going to cling to the ceiling or the wall. We're just going to tag him with these. You fire them on the ground, they go up. You fire them in the air, they go down. And he didn't even get a chance to blend into the background or anything because we hit him too quickly. He could turn invisible and become invincible during that time period, but we're not going to let him try. He can also land on the ground in front of you and shoot his tongue at you, which you can just jump over. Ow! Alright. We're doing Storm Eagle next. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a Tylenol. Okay. Sorry about that. So you gotta take a leap of faith there to get that heart tank. If you let those things grab you for too long, they explode and do a ton of damage, but wiggling back and forth will force them to release you. If you stand on this elevator for long enough, it'll actually carry you up here. Shoot your way into the window, you can get into the control tower. And there's another sub-tank for us. So if you actually shoot these containers enough times, they'll blow up. There's a hidden one up there. Nice little Easter egg. So if you have the dash boots, you can dash up here. Shoot your way through here. And we got a new capsule. This has the helmet. This capsule contains an enhancement for your helmet, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. There's only one real use for this helmet, and that's to break the blocks in Flame Mammoth stage, so you can get the gun upgrade. It's not a very useful upgrade overall. You do have to have it to get the Hadoken, of course. Alright, so you may remember this ship from the beginning of the game. That was the one dropping the cars on us. So we have to go in here and blow it up. So you're just supposed to drop here. And we don't see what X does inside here, but presumably it's enough to make this thing go into freefall. So you'll notice the clouds have changed direction. Storm Eagle's pretty easy in general. He'll try to blow us back off the sides. A lot of his attacks are designed to make you fall into the pits on either side of the plane. Even if you don't have the boots, you have enough space to just kind of resist. And you take him out pretty easily. He's not a bad choice to do casually, to pick first. Again, without the boots, it's a little harder, but, you know, he didn't even get a chance with the Steam Chameleon's weapon. He doesn't even get a chance to use his actual weapon, which is the Tornado Blow. And it just, if you don't jump when he does that, it will carry you off the edge. Storm Tornado. Tornado Blow is Tengu Man's weapon. But it goes by so quickly that, you know, jumping over it, you'll miss it. Alright, so we're going to do Flame Mammoth stage last. Flame Mammoth is actually an incredibly easy boss, but, so you can choose to do him first as well. But, I like having all the upgrades when I go into the stage, and having beaten Chill Penguin, the stage is frozen over, so we can collect a lot more stuff here. So none of the furnaces are working here. We can actually go down here because it's all frozen over now. Normally that would be instant death fire. Alright, so I might screw this up a couple times. It's a little hard to get the jumping timing just right to get up here, and I can actually mess this up and have to restart the stage. Oh, second try. Not bad. Alright. Alright, so having this upgrade allows us to charge any of our weapons. And it gives us an additional charge level for our main gun. But I suppose I might as well show these off. So this just releases a bunch of homing missiles. Charging this one makes you invulnerable for a certain period of time. That's Steam Chameleon's weapon. So without beating Chill Penguin first, you can't get that heart tank. For the rolling shield here, which is Armored Armadillo's weapon, charging it gives us a barrier of sorts. Doesn't last very long and dissipates the second you touch anything. So here's Storm Eagle's weapon. If we charge it up, it creates a little vortex below and above us. This is Spark Mandrill's weapon. Boomer Kuwanger's weapon. So this is a utility one more than anything else. For Chill Penguin, it actually creates a little surfboard for us. You can actually use that again in Boomer Kuwanger's stage to collect that heart tank. I like that when these miners hit you in the face, they actually chuckle. Let's see that again. See, he starts laughing. Nice little touch there. Alright, so you just have to have the boots to get this one. That's another sub-tank. Ow! Ow! Okay. So Flame Mammoth is going to mess around with his conveyor belt, sending us in different directions. And he's going to shoot little flames at us, but mostly he's going to try and jump into us. He's very Gutsman-like that way. If his flame hits the oil spots, it'll create a longer stream of fire, but that's not really a threat. Again, sticking to the walls is your best bet. I think I actually learned what a Greek letter sigma looked like from this game. Okay, the incision site is starting to sting a bit there. Alright. So, Zero's going to inform us he's found Sigma's fortress. Finally, we found Sigma's fortress. Let's go in and put an end to his war against the humans. Alright, well, before we do that, we're going to collect a few extra upgrades. Let's go back into Chill Penguin stage, now that we have Flame Mammoth's weapon. Oh yeah, let's see here. That's what the charge for it does. Not amazing. Especially since you actually have to waste a bunch of it just to charge it up. I'm just kind of trying to rush through here. What we need is at the end of the stage. There it is. Alright, and they provided this handy-dandy exit function so we can get out of stages we've already beaten. Alright, let's see here. Go into Boomer Kuwanger stage. Let's get the health that we missed here. Again, with the armor, I really don't have to care about taking hits. You know, I've got all these health upgrades now. I can take most of what these guys are throwing at me. It's almost not worth it to fight them. For the record, I've seen that speedrunners do collect the health in this stage without using the Shotgun Ice Charge or Boomer Kuwanger's weapon. But it's I've never been able to pull it off. It's extremely difficult. You have to be super precise, and I don't think the game designers intended for it to be possible. It's one of those things that just... Folks have done it with the just the boots. Again, it's even difficult to do this way. Yeah, see, I mean, it's possible to do it that way. But we can just use Boomer Kuwanger's own weapon to pick it up. So the last thing we want to get before trying for the Hadoken is, let's go back into Spark Mandrill stage. We want that last sub-tank. So you can see here, bits and pieces of Storm Eagle's ship have landed here and destroyed the power plant, so everything's dark and there's no sparks running everywhere anymore. And we're done here. Alright, so we're going to get the Hadoken. This was, again, an Easter egg. It was something, you know, most of us didn't find out until months after the game came out. You know, it had little bits in Nintendo Power, wherever, where it had been leaked that this was possible. So we actually have to fill up all our sub-tanks first before we can collect it. And again, I have to get through the stage without taking a hit. It may take quite a few tries. Alright, we got 9 lives, almost full sub-tank. Alright. We're in good shape. Oh, okay. Let me restart the stage. Yeah. Okay. That ostrich is like, you forgot about me, huh? Okay. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen. So Sigma is always recognizable because he's got those trademark scars over his eyes and he's got the sneer. It's kind of a neat, interesting design motif for him. I did it again, didn't I? I did the exact same thing I did last time. Let's just try to take this carefully, nice and slow. Don't want to let any of these respawns hurt me either. Oh, come on. All right, I'm just gonna... Well, that's not gonna work. Alright, let's try it again. Anyone watching this for the first time would be doubtful right now that this thing exists. If I recall correctly, if you do this 5 times in a row anyway, it finishes properly. Gives you the Hadouken anyway. Can I just say that X's walk cycle is extraordinarily good? I don't think the ones in X8 and X7 look nearly as good as the ones in 1 through 6. Alright, whatever. Alright, 3 more times, and it should do it automatically anyway, I think. They put the Shoryuken in the second game, and that one's even worse to get. So that shall be a fun time. Ow. Okay. Alright, 2 more should do it. Fun fact, the little tiny shots, if you're dashing, they do more damage than if you're standing or running. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. Was that the 5th time? I don't know. I give you a special present. Now enter the capsule, please. Are you ready to hear the most adorable Hadouken ever? So you have to have full health to use it, and you do it the same way you do in Street Fighter. You have to do the quarter circle forward and hit fire. Unfortunately, the save file you create here, the passwords, do not save the fact that you have Hadouken. Alright, with that, we're gonna go ahead and start the Sigma stages. Give me a second, I just... having trouble breathing right now. And Zero wants to split up. That's never a bad idea, right? This climb is always a huge headache. Alright. Made it without too much fuss. It's actually possible to skip this upcoming cutscene here with Vile and Zero. I have never been able to pull it off myself, but speedrunners do it all the time. Stay back, X. I'll take him on. You're forced to stand here and listen while this goes on. Zero gets his butt kicked. X, do what I tell you or he's history. Don't listen to him, X. Go ahead and blast him. Dream on, Zero. X knows he can't defeat me. My armored carrier is more than a match for his ancient weapons. So, of course, I can't win this fight. I've even tried Hadoukening him, and it doesn't work. This always happens the same way, no matter what. Maybe, but I'm not through yet. Zero self-destructs. What a worthless gesture. I can't be defeated so easily. So, X, it's just you and me now. What the? Where did that energy come from? It really doesn't matter how much energy you absorb, X. You're still far too weak. Prepare to be terminated. There we go. Got him with the Hadouken. His normal weakness is the rolling shield or the homing sniper attack. The homing missiles. But we're not even going to bother with that. We're just going to kill him with the Hadouken. X, I've taken too much damage. Auto repair systems can't handle it. My power is fading fast. Your power is greater than I thought. Maybe you could destroy Sigma. If you haven't gotten the all the upgrades yet for the armor, Zero gives them to you there. Well, I was hoping we could get to the boss of this stage with full health so I could Hadouken them, but that's not going to happen. Alright, so we're gonna pull out the homing weapon here. Wish I could just Hadouken him and be done with it, but that was not to be. I mean, I could use the sub-tank to refill my health and then Hadouken him, but eh. Oh, hey. Okay, well, that was nice of him. Let's see if I can hold on to that. Alright. We got the boss spider. Hope no one's afraid of spiders. Well, not gonna be able to Hadouken him. Ran right into that. Usually he doesn't release the baby spiders right away. That's something he usually waits until later to do. Anyway, Chill Penguin's weapon does plenty of damage to him, so we should be okay. You just have to make sure to time the shots for when he hits the bottom. There's a brief window when his back opens up there, where he's vulnerable. Okay, Sigma Stage 2. Alright, we're gonna start out with Chill Penguin here. Hadokening him can be a little difficult, just because he creates those shields in his way. So we're gonna burn him. Because I lost some health there. Didn't mean to, but that's the way it goes. That's our last ride armor of the game. Alright, Storm Eagle's coming up here. Alright. Now we have Rongda Bongda as this boss's name. It's just kind of a big face. A little irritating, really. It actually comes back in X5. It's even worse then. Sting Chameleon's weapon makes pretty short work of it. You can't really Hadoken it. It's because you can't do the Hadoken in midair. Or while clinging to a wall. So there's not really a quick kill for it that I'm aware of. This stage is mostly a gauntlet of going through the remaining refights for the Mavericks that we fought. It actually is possible to skip the Armored Armadillo fight, I think, but I don't know how. Which is nice, because he's rather difficult to Hadoken with all that jumping around. If you do try to Hadoken him, you may want to use Spark Mandrill's weapon first just to take off his armor so you can Hadoken him while he's spinning. Ow! 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 And we got Sting Chameleon here. Of course, he spends very little time on the ground, so it's also difficult to time a Hadoken to hit him. Try not to waste a lot of boomerangs on him, because that's the weakness for the boss. That's what I wanted. There we go. Alright, here comes Spark Mandrill. Oh, too late. That's okay. We'll do the same as we did before. Alright. Launch Octopus is next. Ah. That was right in the middle of doing a Hadoken, too. Oh well. Yeah, again, as the Mavericks go, I think Launch Octopus is one of the tougher ones. You can actually use Boomer Quanger's weapon to cut off his arms to make him a little weaker. But his weakness is actually the Rolling Shield. Ugh. Ow. Alright. I would prefer to have more health at this point, but we're doing fine. Our boss is here is basically a T-Rex shaped tank. Can't remember what it's called, but shouldn't be that hard. Alright, well, I guess it can't be that hard. Well, that's okay. We're gonna come right back there, and we got what... I think I had 9 lives when this started, so we're good. I don't think there's a way to... I think I've seen somebody Hadoken this thing before, but it's not easy to set up, so we're just gonna use the boomerangs. Because you have to hit them in the top half, and that's not easily set up. When the bottom half rams into a wall, it knocks you off a wall, whether you're on the opposite side or not. So that can be a bit of a headache when fighting this thing. There we go. Alright, so we're on to the final stage here. I just kind of have to weave past these, I don't know what they are, caterpillar things to get up here. That's it. You just get up here and you're on to the final 3 boss fights. First, Sigma's going to send the Vergarder after us. Welcome. I see you managed to get here by yourself. Very impressive. I could destroy you, but I would not rob my pet of that pleasure. He knows how to deal with betrayers. Should you live, I'll be waiting for you. Don't disappoint me, X. Alright, so we're just going to Hadoken in there. You can use Storm Eagle's weapon to do extra damage to him, but otherwise, yeah. Excellent job, X. I see why Zero counted on you. You're almost as good a hunter as I was. But the time of your destruction has arrived. You shall regret ever having defied me. Alright, so we got Jedi Sigma here. He's gonna pull out a lightsaber on us. I think Spark Mandrill's weapon is his weakness, but we're just gonna Hadoken him. Final boss, we cannot Hadoken. And it's really rather difficult to hurt him. The only thing that damages him is the rolling shield, which is, as you've seen, is not the most reliable of weapons. So we're gonna have to take this do this very carefully. If I die or run out of health, that's a big die or run out of weapon energy. That's a big problem. Because each of his attacks does about a quarter of your health in damage. So I'm going to go ahead and use the sub-tank here, just as a safety. Alright, that's always a problem when he corners you like that. Alright, that's got him. Alright, that's GG on Mega Man X1. No, it's not possible! I'm a Reploid! I can't be destroyed by you! Why, X? Why have you done this to us? Without the humans, my Reploid brothers could have ushered in a new age!
The war has ended for now, and peace has been restored. But those who sacrifice themselves for the victory will never return. Exhausted, X gazes at the destruction he helped cause and wonders why he chose to fight. Was there another way? Standing on the cliff, the answers seem to escape him. He only knows that he'll fight the Mavericks again before he finds his answer. How long will he keep on fighting? How long will his pain last? Maybe only the X-Buster on his hand knows for sure. You know, I'm going to look up what a Kuwanger is. Kuwagata is the Japanese for stag beetle. Boomeranger is combined with that to make the word Kuwanger. So he is in fact a stag beetle. Okay, so if we wait here for just a second, we get a message from Sigma.
There we go.
You have won a temporary victory, X. What you destroyed was only a temporary body. My spirit remains intact. In time, I will find other bodies strong enough to do my bidding, and I will return. I shall see you soon, X. Very soon.
Alright, I'm gonna take a break for a minute because I'm in pain. I might be back later to do X2.